What's up? What's up, y'all? Polo Sports Talking ENT. This is another Polo Motivation. I'm coming from a different angle on this time, okay? Uh, you see, a lot of times, uh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, bros and sis, kings and queens, you know, we tend to give up when it comes to adversity. We tend to give up when things ain't going your way. Um, there's been various times when people want to take themselves out of this world because things are not going the way that they ultimately planned. That's both young and old. We oftentimes want to fight with other people who may not even be the opposition, but they might just be, somebody that we actually love and we actually care about. But they're telling you what you should or should not be doing. And hell, there's people that tell you what you should and shouldn't be doing that barely even know you. Okay, I've had a couple of people that have tried to do that from time to time. But you know what amazes me, man, is a story like this, okay? This guy, Deshaun Williams, was cut 10 times by four different teams in the last 5 years, okay? He even worked at Amazon, okay? Let me repeat that. Deshaun Williams, before getting a call to come up and play again, has been cut by 10 different teams. 10. I'm sorry about that. About four different teams cut 10 times in the last 5 years. I don't think some people realize that how how much mental toughness you have to have in order to exuberate and keep going and to keep that hunger and to keep that drive going. Deshaun Watson was working a regular job, just like every the majority of people who live day to day that work in 9 to 5. There's some people that actually want to work a 9 to 5. There's some people that have to work a 9 to 5 because they have no choice. And there's some people that are working a 9 to 5 right now. And in this case, Deshaun Williams fall up under that category in terms of working right there just to let the time pass by so that when they get a call for something better, they could jump on that opportunity. Watson, I'm sorry about that. Deshaun Williams is an example of individuals who are not who have a I'm not going to say no type of attitude. Okay, he's 28 years old. He could have gave up easily. He could have just been like, you know what, I'm gonna hang him up and just go find a career into something else. I'm pretty sure people have told him that, but he was one of 53 players who remained with the Denver Broncos and they trimmed their roster this week. He made the final cut. You know, the he had in 2016 he played 4 games for the Cincinnati Bengals, right? And he was cut 4 times by the Bengals. He was cut 3 times. He was cut by the Broncos 3 times. He was cut 2 times by the Miami Dolphins and once by the Indianapolis Colts. You know, and he was humble about this. See, a lot of people, they're not humble when this situation tends to happen to them. They're not gracious for this type of opportunity. Deshaun Williams, I keep calling him Deshaun Watson. Y'all gotta forgive me. Deshaun Williams stayed patient, and y'all might be like, well, why are you talking about this? This isn't has nothing to do with polo motivation. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. It absolutely has a lot to do with polo motivation. The reason why is because this guy showed perseverance. This guy showed the will and the drive and the determination not to give up. He could have easily walked away from it. I'm pretty sure he's heard from various people, close people that he barely even knows, people even in different organizations. Because you got to realize that everybody has their own opinions. Everybody has a right to their own opinions, and everybody are harsh with their opinions. I get it every day. I get it. I get it uh, in my personal life from various people. I get it on my job, within my business. I get it here on YouTube. You know, I get it here on YouTube. But you know what? That type of mental capacity, that type of being strong-minded, very few people have. Very few people have it. That's why you have a lot of guys that are turning to drugs, that are turning to various addictions, that are turning to various outlets that leads them nowhere but to a path of destruction. Because this game, when we talk about football, when we talk about basketball, when we talk about competitive sports at the highest level, some of these guys, that's really all that they have and that's all that they know. They're not thinking about anything else. A lot of these guys, they're not thinking about an education. They're not thinking about an afterlife of football. They're not thinking about anything else. They're thinking about one thing and one thing only, which is to step on that field, which is to step on the hardwood, which is to step in the ring, and so on and so forth. They're not thinking about anything else. Oh yeah, they are thinking about something else. They're thinking about their livelihood, and they're thinking about the people around them in their circle's livelihood, because everybody's situation isn't great. You have to look at the situation and you have to understand that before you can succeed one time, one time, you have to fail 1,000 times. And he's done that. Could you imagine how many times he thought about giving up? Could you imagine how many times he said, okay, look, man, I don't want to do this anymore? Hell, there was probably people there around him to pick him up and say, you know what, I'm not going to let you give up. There's been people that have had to do that to me, you know, not only on this, because if y'all don't know that this right here, this is therapeutic for me. This is something that I love to do. That's why I have diligence. See, some people treat, their YouTube channel as a job or something. Oh Lord, here we go. We got to do it again. Me, I love doing it. And you can hear it in people's voice and see the fact that he loved this situation. He loved being out there on the field. He wanted to contribute to a team that had cut him 2 times, 3 times before. They gave him an opportunity again. They gave this man an opportunity again. He was willing to stay in the fight. That's that's the problem. One of the main problems with our culture. We give up too easy. We give up really, really, really too easy. If something's too hard for us, we ready to give up or to find something else or to find another route instead of at least trying and sticking it out. A lot of people that are at the top of the hierarchy, so to speak, they're not going to tell you how many times they have failed, but they failed a significant amount of times before they, got to the top. I want to say congratulations to this brother, man, because this right here, it shows that, like like KG said, like my boy KG said, even though I'm a little disappointed in KG right now, nevertheless, it doesn't take anything away from what he did on the court. But he said anything's possible. Impossible is nothing. And while that might sound cheesy to some people, that wasn't cheesy to him. You don't know what type of motivation that this guy had. You don't know what type of motivation that this guy possibly had. He probably outworked everybody. He probably outthought everybody. He probably out strategized everybody. And you know what he's thinking now? He's humble in this position. You know why? Because a lot of guys that get this type of opportunity, you know what they say to themselves? I'm not going to lose this opportunity again. I'm grateful for this opportunity. And a lot of these players and athletes, I mean, shoot, even just regular people that get in, high positions and everything, they take everything for granted. They think that, their position is always going to be there. They think that they're not expendable. And that's not true. And while he might be, at the bottom of the food chain or bottom of the lower totem pole, so to speak, there's still a chance for him to uh, play that Rudy, so to speak, be that Rudy, fight his way up in order to get that opportunity. And then once he gets his opportunity, then he'll be able to shine. This is a classic example of perseverance. This is perseverance at its best. I use this example because with Polo motivation, I could talk all day until I'm blue in the face. But until you actually execute these things that I tell you, it's not it's not going to do you any good. It's not going to do you any good. It'll be a waste of time and it'll be a waste of your energy for you to listen to me or look at this example and not exemplify what this guy has done. Okay, so what? He's close to 30. It doesn't matter. He's 28 years old. Still, in his mind, he still has a lot of time. He still has a lot of time. Being cut and being told no and having the door shut in your face, it's not easy. Tim Tebow could have easily said, you know what? I give up. I don't want to do any of this anymore. I don't want to be in a public eye. I don't want to talk to anybody. And could have sat around and been depressed and just hung him up and not did anything and sat in his underwear and been drinking all day and not showered for days and been depressed and turned into uh, whatever addiction that he chose to. But he said no. He rebounded. He said, "Hey, I'm I'm building character by you telling me no." And that's what it did for him. Whenever you take defeat, you have to take that as an opportunity. You have to learn from it and you have to grow from it. And that's what he did. That's what Deshaun Williams did. That's what Deshaun Williams did. You know, everybody everybody is not. There's going to be some people that probably have not had the experience of being told no. You know, but everybody's not. Not blessed in that position. But see, this is actually great because if if there's some sort of struggle or adversity or something that this guy goes through, again, he'll know how to handle it. Whereas, like I was talking this morning to one of my subs this morning about college football, and I was talking about the quarterback position and talking about positions in general when they go from the college ranks onto the NFL. And what I was basically saying is that those guys that have never been hit with any type of adversity, never been in any type of struggling type of situation, have never experienced failure. When they get into the NFL, they don't know how to handle it, and that's why they don't succeed. It's like they're automatically, oh, okay, you know what, man, I got hit with this. This is new to me. Whereas if you've been hit with failure, if you've been hit with doors being shut in your face, if you've been hit with being told no, then you'll be able to be strong-minded in order to uh, to handle that. They didn't give Tim guys like Tim Tebow an opportunity to shine because he was great on the field. You know why? It was really because of his character. It was really because of his character. You you'll be surprised about how many guys aren't nearly as talented as the next guy, but they get the opportunity because they have great character. They see something in this guy that says, you know what, he has a mental edge and a mental capability to be able to take a lot of uh, a lot of various negative situations and actually turn it into a positive, and that speaks volume. And you'll be surprised a lot of our people, they can't handle being told no. They can't even be handle being told no one time, much less multiple times. A lot of people, they can't stand not being looked at. A lot of people in our culture, man, they can't stand not having being the focus of attention. Everybody wants to be on the radar. Everybody wants to be on the scene, so to speak. But see, little do you know, the guys that's not on the scene, that's off the radar, that's handling their business on the low, those are the ones that you really got to watch out for because those guys are going to end up taking your spot. We do all this talking about what you have and what you bring to the table. What about this stuff that you don't bring to the table? What about your character flaws? What about the stuff that you need to work on? What about your weaknesses? This is what Deshaun Williams was able to do. He was able to do that. And look how you have to understand. Look how humble this guy said with a statement like this. He's still smiling. He said, "quote It's been a long time, but I wouldn't change it." End quote. He said, "quote The route it made me better. It made me understand the game more and cherish the little things like putting the helmet on and going through that gate every day, knowing I could come here and do what I'm here to do. I can't put it into words. This is not the end. This is just the beginning. I've got the season starting, and now I know I have big things ahead for me and this team. So I'm just ready to get started." See, that that right there was just you know a humble way of putting everything. He could have been cocky about it. He really didn't even have to say anything. But that statement alone tells you that this guy ain't all about himself. You know why? Because he mentioned the team. He mentioned the team. He said, "I know I have big things ahead for me and this team." He said he's grateful for the little things, even just putting on a helmet. Some guys, they they really don't even want to be in the NFL like that. Some of them could care less. Some of them don't even have any fun doing it anymore because they probably they probably have done it so much and they were forced into it that it doesn't become it becomes a job. It's not anything fun for them anymore. And see, when it becomes like that, that's when you know it's time to find something else. Everybody doesn't have the same type of feelings when it comes to playing sports after a long time, you know. And this guy right here, he could have gave it up a long time ago, as I've said before. A lot of people, they become really depressed when they get cut. They get really depressed when they become cut. You know, the a lot of people don't understand that the league average uh, in the NFL is only 3.3 years. It's only 3.3 years, you know, and in the NBA, the only average time that a guy plays is only 4.5 years. That's not very long, you know. So these guys, they look at it as an opportunity. So you playing in the league for 3.3 years in the NFL, you've actually exceeded, or you've met, or possibly exceeded the the league average. You playing more than 4.5 years in the NBA, and you've actually met or exceeded those years. That's That's damn good. But see, to the average civilian and somebody that has never played, that has never been at a professional level, that has never even played collegiate, that's never even played high school, they don't understand how much of a blessing it is to say, okay, hey, look, I suited up for the Broncos. I suited up for the Los Angeles Lakers. I got my opportunity to play a couple minutes when I was with, the New York Knicks, or I got my opportunity to play special teams, you know, for this pro football team. That's why I trip out. I trip out on people that call, people bust, like like a guy like Kwame Brown, or they call one of the homies. They'll say yeah, well, he only lasted so long or something like that. He he made it further than you did. But see, that's what trips me out, because see, a lot of you guys, y'all talk tough on this internet. See, this internet gives you freedom of expression, if you will, to voice your frustration that you never would be able to say to any of these athletes or any of these celebrity or entertainers, whatever. You wouldn't be able to dare say that in their face. That's why I don't disrespect guys, on this channel, on this platform. I don't call anybody no bust. If you go back and you go look at the archives, I probably said I don't agree with how this guy performs. I don't think he should be here or be there. But you'll never hear me say, this guy is trash. This guy sucks. Even the worst NBA player or the worst NFL player can uh, outrun or outplay a regular individual. What's up with it, Scrub Zero? I see you in the building. You know, you see, a lot of people they'll say, okay, well, what's the big deal, man? Isaiah Thomas, he scored 80 something points in the summer league, or pro-am, or Pritchard from Boston. He put up 90 something points in the pro-am. So what big deal? Do you know how many guys in the pro-am are fighting to get to the NBA, that are fighting to get overseas, that are fighting to play pro level basketball? So when you step inside there, you're stepping into a piranha tank. You're stepping into a war zone, and these guys are there to capitalize. Some of these guys just want to say, okay, hey, yeah, I lit up this person, I lit up that person. Even with football, these guys are there on the field just to say, okay, look, if if you think that you want to play this game, some guys just want to light you up and send you to the hospital just so that you'll never ever think about coming back again, even if you want to get up again. Some of these guys are vicious and they're heartless. You know why? Because it's been done to them. They're used to being told no. They're used to being fed this negative, BS. There's been people that have come in my life and try to tell me about my channel, or try to tell me about this, or try to tell me about that, and everything like that. You think I haven't been told any of that stuff before? You know, I've had to delete, some comments because, some people, they feel that they uh, they want to try to interrupt or sabotage what you have going. They want to try to change the direction of where you're going. And that's what Deshaun Williams has probably experienced. He worked at Amazon. And while that's not really a bad thing for some people because Amazon is lucrative. Jeff Bezos is he doesn't stop working. And I know a lot of people may have their personal feelings about uh, Jeff Bezos and everything, but he worked for one of the top, you know, businesses, or multi-billion dollar businesses or corporation in the world. But that's not what he wanted to do. He had another passion, but it's all about patience. And a lot of people don't have that patience. When you're young, before you're the age of 25, not very many people have patience. When you anywhere from about 17, I say about 16 to about I say around like 24, 25, you don't have any patience. It's because you don't have any life experience yet. And some guys do have patience. Some guys between that age, they actually have a maturation point that they've reached to say, okay, hey, look, I'm able to handle this. I'm able to handle that, and so they're able to handle that patience. But for this guy, it's going to take him places. He's going to only evolve, and you could tell he just said in his statement that this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. So his mindset is that he's he's willing to learn and to grow and to get better. Some of us already step up in it when we get this opportunity. Oh yeah, I know this and I know that. You'll be gone in a heartbeat. You'll be gone in a heartbeat. And he said he's here to stay. See, on Polo Motivation, I talk to people of all ages. And see, I don't just do this on here, y'all. A lot of people just think that I get on this platform and speak. No, I speak to everybody. You know, it doesn't matter what age. It doesn't matter. I'll talk to kids that are as young as 3 years old. Yes, 3 years old because they are listening to you, despite what you may believe. To people in their 60s, you know, for the first time in my life, when I had to be about maybe 26, 27. I'm motivated. I'm motivated. Try to motivate my mom. And I've had to do it continuously because my mom is my best friend. You know what I'm saying? Just like my grandma was my best friend. And I got a couple of other best friends. If if like your parents or somebody in your family isn't like a best friend or something like that, that's okay. I know for me because of the things that we've been through, the type of adversities that we face, the type of struggles that we have been through. You know, it makes a relationship that much stronger. But the thing about it is that if you haven't faced the type of failure to something that you truly love, when you actually succeed in that situation or whatnot, it's not going to be as good. When you accomplish something, it's not going to be as good. This guy could turn to something, could have turned to any sort of negativity. that's out there and been a part of this problem instead of the solution. Could have been added onto the statistics, so to speak, because that's what a lot of them want to do. A lot of people of the other races, man. Not just white, not just Hispanic, not eh, any other race or whatever. They don't want us to succeed. And listen, that's not being racist, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm pretty sure I got a lot of subscribers that are of different ethnicities or different races, different cultures. Okay, let me put that out there. Okay, it isn't to offend anybody, but I'm pretty sure that all of us have faced that to some degree, being told no because of what you look like, being told no because they automatically have those strikes against you when you come in. We don't think about a lot of guys. They have yet to sit back and reflect how truly blessed they are to be in the positions that they are. Because when you're dead and gone, you can't take any of this with you. You can't take no rings with you. You can't take no Hall of Fame jackets with you. You can't take no Bugattis or no Maseratis with you. You can't take no Cartiers with you. You can't take the house with you. You can't take the business with you. You can't take anybody that you love with you. You can't take any of that stuff with you. You can't take any of it with you. And that's something that we have to be uh, very aware of. And it's not, listen, I don't get on here to try to scare people or try to say, oh yeah, this is gonna happen and that's gonna happen. Nah. But I don't think a lot of people, they don't look at the reality of things. Like, you know, more people are so focused on uh, getting the bag, so to speak. When you get the bag, that doesn't necessarily make you happy. This guy wasn't. He's probably chasing the bag to a certain degree, but he just wants to be able to put that uniform on, and he probably truly loves the game. He probably truly loves the game in comparison to some of those guys that are playing right now. There's very few people that if you actually go and you ask them, do they love what they do, or if they love the money, there's probably very few people that are going to say, okay, yeah, I love what I do. I love my craft. you know. But congratulations to Deshaun Williams, man. I hope that he progresses. I hope he does a great job, when given the opportunity. And we need more success stories like this. Instead of uh, hearing us go at one another, or we put all of this energy into hating one another and destroying one another, when really you should be taking that energy and channeling it and making and being an example like this young man right here. Polo Sports Talking ENT. Like this video, share it, subscribe if you're not a member of the channel, and be sure to hit them notifications too, so that you're able to get each and every one of my videos. It's Polo Sports Talk and ENT. This is another edition of Polo Motivation. I'm going to holler at y'all.